Hey guys, and welcome to my Slayer Guide series. Today I'll just be doing an introduction to the series, and I'll be showing you what tasks to cancel, what tasks to do, and then in the rest of the series I will do each monster that you do one by one and show you how to kill them effectively. But today I'm just going to give you the information on how to kill them. What am I going on about here, for God's sake? Oh my god. Right, so I'm going to explain what tasks to do and what to cancel. So I'm going to go through each monster and tell you why you do them or why you don't. So first, we've got Abyssal Demons. Abyssal Demons, I cancel. However, they are not one you should permanently cancel because they're one you can do on low points. And they do drop whips. Obviously, a lot of the reason people did them was the whip drops, because it was one of the tasks that made some money, but obviously whips are now like, what, 2 GP? May as well be. 500k I think. So it isn't too bad, and they're not too bad Slayer XP if you Armadale Storm them, but they're still not the best. And they're worth a cancel, however, and if you're low points it's worth doing. Next we've got Aberrant Spectres. This is a definitely do task. You can do them with Steel Titan and Cannon. Even if you haven't got a Steel Titan, it's still worthwhile doing. It's a great task, and it's down. You do it in Polypore each Slayer dungeon. Never cancel this task. Always do it. Aquat Knights. Now this task, Kuradel definitely doesn't assign them unless you unlock the ability to. And if you were unfortunately stupid enough to make that mistake, then this is definitely one you want to cancel. It's a completely terrible task. Just don't bother with it. It's a waste of time. It's a hassle and crap to get to as well. Right, Black Demons. This is a task that's definitely worth doing. These are decent effigies. I know obviously they've had the effigy nerfed, but however you still want to get as many effigies as you can from Slayer, even with the reduced rate. So Black Demons are worthwhile doing. You can do these in Taverley Dungeon. Black Dragons. These are another tasks that are good effigies and are definitely worth doing. You only get a task of about 70-ish, but still worth doing, and you can cannon them. Although it's not multi, it's still worth using. And you'll do these in the Evil Chicken Lair. Bloodvelds are only worth doing if you're going to do mutated. If you're going to do regular ones, skip them. And obviously you've got to be using cannon to make them worth it. So you do mutated Bloodvelds, which are found in Mauritania Lab or something. I can't remember what it's called. I'll show you when I do the video on Bloodvelds. These are definitely worth doing. You use cannon, and you can use a familiar as well. And these are decent effigies-ish. They're not bad. Then you got Blue Dragons. Blue Dragons are a cancel task. However, if you're low on points, it's worth doing because you can 2 or 3 hit them with Rapier a lot. And it is a pretty fast task, but it's a small amount of Slayer XP and not very good effigies. But since it's a fast task, it's worth doing for points. Dagannoth. These are another task you want to do. This will be cannoned and familiar again, and you'll do these in the lighthouse. Just tell you there for games like this, and away you go. Pretty damn easy and fast task. One of the fastest tasks in the game, and one of the highest XP rates. Dark Beasts. These are good effigies, one of the best in Slayer. So this is the main reason you want to do them, and they're a long task, meaning you're killing something consistently, which will increase your Slayer XP, and they are pretty good Slayer XP. And there's many places you can do these. You can just do these in Kuradel Dungeon and AFK, or you can do them with cannon in, no idea what it's called, but the area under West Ardy, which you can tally to with a crystal, as I'll show you in the video when I do these. Desert Strykewyrms, definitely cancel. I think you should permanently cancel these as well. And I'll show you a summary at the end of what I should permanently cancel and stuff. But this is a horrible task. You do not want to do this. They're just way too spread out. You can cannon, but not multi, and they're spread out, and it's just a hassle and just so slow. No benefit to killing them. I'm not sure how much a focus sight is anymore, but they're not worth doing. Dust Devils, these can be Steel Titaned in Chaos Tunnels, however, cancel them unless you're small points. There's many tasks that are worth doing if you got low points, and because you need a bit, you want to get a decent amount, say 400 to 500, before you start doing the exact tasks I say cancel and do, because sometimes you'll get unlucky, get a few cancels in a row, and if you're on 100 points, you could get screwed and have to do a terrible task. So this is a task you want to do to start with if you've got a Steel Titan. And they are fast tasks, and they do have a lot of Ring of Wealth drops, and you could get like the Mage Seeds and things that add up. Fire Giants, again, exactly the same with Dust Devils. Do them in Chaos Tunnels with Steel Titan for the same reason. Gargoyles, cancel these. These are just bad XP in general. You can do them in Chaos Tunnels with Steel Titan, but there's not many of them. And you can just do them in Kuradel's dungeon as well. They are more worth it if you've unlocked the ability to not have to use the item on them. However, they're still slow XP and there's not too much benefit to them. Greater Demons. Now this one I cancel personally. However, you can do it. You can go to the wilderness and go into that, not sure what the dungeon's called, you know, the one with the Rev Cave. And there's a spot there you have to take cannon, obviously. That makes it incredibly fast because it's multi-combat. You just wreck these Greater Demons. However, you obviously have to take welfare gear because it's in the wilderness, and there are a lot of PKs sometimes turn up, which is exactly why I cancel it, because it's just such a nuisance. Hellhounds, definitely do this one. In Taverley Resource Dungeon, there is a lot of Hellhounds in multi-combat, so you can Steel Titan and cannon them, and it is an incredibly fast task and some seriously good XP. Ice Strykewyrms, while not being they're not bad XP, they're decent, but they have a massively high combat level, I think 230. So that's really high for a Slayer monster, and that makes them very good effigies and worth doing. It's also very good mage XP when you fire surge them, which you are recommended to do. Iron Dragons, now these are in Kudel's dungeon and are not totally worth doing XP wise. However, again, they're decent effigies, and if you Storm of Vomital them, that speeds them up a lot. Even Polypore is decent. However, if not, just Rapier, and as long as you're using super anti-fire, I think that's what they're called, you know, the ones you don't have to use a shield and you can use Defender, and then they're definitely worth doing. But the reason I do the Iron Dragon tasks is Ferocious Rings, because Ferocious Rings, if you want to use them, you can teleport to Kudel much faster than using the Fairy Ring. Jungle Strykewyrms, and similar to Desert Strykewyrms, you want to cancel them. You can cannon, but they're spread out again, and it's just horrible. It's just a crap task, such crap XP. It's just because you've got a stamp to lift them out of the cave. If you didn't have to stamp, there would probably be a decent task, same as deserts. But they're not, so definitely want to cancel these, and you want to permanently cancel these as well. Kalphites, now only do these if you've done Do No Evil quest, which enables you access to another cave, which you can access from outside in the desert without having to run right around the cave past the KQ, etc. And these have a few Kalphite soldier spawns and the Kalphite what's the next one up, the higher level, the Kalphite Guardians, that's the one. And you can cannon and Steel Titan, and they're a very good task. However, the spawn rate is slow, so you want to be in your regular world too for Slayer. Living Rock Creatures, while not being too bad XP, they are just incredibly boring and such a hassle to kill. It's not the easiest place to get to. It's quite far away from a tally spot, but they're okay. But I'd cancel these and permanently cancel them if you don't want to do them, because you seem to get them all the time. Mithril Dragons, again, you want to Storm of Vomital these if you can. They're just found right near Kuradel, and they're easy to kill. They've increased this task. It used to be like 5 to 12 or so, but now you can get about 25 to 30, which makes the task even more worth doing. And you can get some decent XP doing these with Storm of Vomital, and they're very, very good effigies with being level over 300, which I think they are. Then you got Mutated Jadinkos. Don't do these unless you want the Whipvine. The Whipvine is like 4 or 5 mil-ish, making it the highest value Slayer drop in the game. So you can go and get that if you want, and that would be the only reason for doing them. However, I cancel them because it's a very, very long task, and you can't cannon or Steel Titan, which makes them very slow. Then you got Neckrail. These are on par with Dust Devils and Fire Giants. Do them if you need points with Steel Titan in the Chaos Tunnels. I think you can Ice Barrage as well to speed it up, or Ice Blitz, or whatever ones do the multi-combat. They're worth doing if you do it like that. Polypore Creatures. Now, the reason I grouped them is because if you cancel one, it cancels them all. And really, because Ganodermic Creatures are the only ones worth doing, the 95 Slayer monster, it's not worth having the other two on the Griffaloo and that other shit. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But just cancel these. Even Ganodermic Beasts, you only get about 80, and you kill them with cannon and stuff so fast that it's just, why bother? It's such a waste of time. Skeletal Wyverns. Now, these, some people regard as quite good Slayer XP. However, they are a hassle to get to, and they're quite dangerous. You can die quite easily if you're not doing good. And obviously you need to use the Seam All method and no anti to do really good. And that's why they've got a high death ratio there if you're not very good at it. It's just, overall, it's not that good. They do drop effigies and they're not bad effigy droppers, and the bones do add up to a lot of money if you do these, and if you want to bank them with Pakyak, then that's probably the reason you'd like to do them. Again, this is a test you could do if you're on low points, but once you're high points I'd recommend just cancelling if you want your Slayer XP. Then you got Spiritual Mages. These are a perm block task. People used to like to do these for D boots, but now they're like, D boots are what, I'm not sure on the price, 100k-ish, something like that. They really aren't worth doing. They don't drop effigies for one. You can still tighten them and they're not too bad XP, but because of the fact they don't drop effigies and the fact the D boots are down really low, you definitely don't want to do these. It's a permanently cancel them. Then you got Steel Dragons. Steel Dragons are similar to Myths and Irons. You want to just Storm of Armadillo them, and the reason you do them is for effigies, and these do drop Ferocious Rings like the Iron Dragons. So to keep up a stack of these, doing Steels and Irons seems to gather enough. Sukwa, a lot of people don't do these, a lot of people do. I say do them. Steel Titan and cannon them on Lunar Isle, and they're a very quick task, and they aren't bad XP at all because there's so many of them in the multi-combat zone. Terror Dogs. Now these are a very quick task since there's only 50 or 60 of them, so I do them because they're definitely worth it for the points since it's such a fast task. And they're not bad XP with Steel Titan because you can wreck them in that cave, because you tally straight to them with your Slayer ring. You don't have to go anywhere, so that saves a lot of time for this task too. You can't cannon, even though it is multi, but Steel Titan you can wreck them really fast, and 5-minute, 10-minute task for 60 of them. Then you got TzHaar. Now you get TzHaar task, and this is the one where you get the Kuradel special. You want to say yes, and because if you don't say yes, it's not worth doing, because doing the regular TzHaar, it's slow, it's bad XP. So only do it if you're doing the fight caves, and only do it if you're very confident with Jad. If you do it and you're going to die to Jad, it's going to be a complete waste of time and not very good XP, because you get the 25k bonus only for doing Jad. So only do if you're confident, and only do if you're going to melee the caves, and because you can do that in 35 to 40 minutes, which makes this over 60k an hour. Firewatch are a task you can only do after you've done Branches of Darkmare, and you want to use that Polypore stick thing you made in the quest. And the more you kill of these and the more bones you do, the more bones you go and burn, the stronger your weapons will get against these. And you can, once you got max strength, you can hit over 1,000 on these. They're very good melee XP, and they're just a worthwhile AFK task where you can just pray melee and turmoil and just wreck them. And then we've got Warped Tortoises. Warped Tortoises are probably a task you can do for points, but you do need the Crystal Chime, which is why they get annoying. But you can cannon them. There's only 2 spawns, I think, which is why they're not very good. If there was multiple spawns, this would be an amazing task. However, because of that reason, it's why you should cancel them. Then you got Waterfiends. Now, Waterfiends you can do if you want charms. If you're getting 99 Slayer and you want charms, do them. However, I recommend cancelling them. They're not very fast. And if you do them, you want to do them in Chaos Tunnels with Steel Titan and Sea Maul. Now, I've got a summary of the tasks. As you can see, it's just pretty much what I've said to you in the video. So if you do want a summary, just read through this, and all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll get the next part out soon, and that'll list how to do each task. See you later, guys.